let's take a look. First of all, you for sure need headphones on this video. These are concepts that we have been struggling with a little bit, and there's like lots of little details, so please make sure you grab headphones. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go down the example column. After each problem, you're gonna pause the video and try the practice problem next to it and get checked. Okay, so first example. I notice it says simplify. So right away I'm thinking, I notice there's no equal sign, it says simplify. My answer is not gonna look like this. That is not what my answer is gonna look like. My answer is gonna look more like this, right? Something like that is what my answer is gonna look like, because I'm gonna have some distributing, some like terms, I'm gonna combine them, and my answer will look something like this. So already I'm just thinking that in my head to make sure that I'm not at the end getting confused and writing something like x equals 2, right? There's no way that's gonna be the answer. Okay, so what can I do first here? I notice I have this constant, there's no variable here. Oh, I notice I have some distributing. I remember that these parentheses mean multiply, so I'm gonna multiply and multiply, right? This is multiplying here, this is called distributing. I'm not multiplying the 12. Notice I'm not adding these two numbers and I'm not multiplying the 12. I'm just bringing it down. Only this 5 is next to the parentheses, that's what I'm multiplying. 5 times 3 is 15. Now, it's 5 times 3x, so that's 15x. Don't forget to write the x. And then 5 times negative 6, this is positive 5 times negative 6, that's negative 30. Now I ask myself, what are my like terms? This term has an x, this term does not, this term does not. So these terms without the x, those are like terms. Now notice, this is a positive 12 and a negative 30. Okay, I'm going to bring down, this term does not have a term to combine it with. I'm going to bring it down first, the term with the x first. 12 minus 30, I have more negatives than positives because I have 30 negatives and 12 positives. 12 minus 30 is 18. Okay, so right now, you're going to go ahead, you're going to pause the video. You're going to try this practice problem right here, get checked, and then come back to the video. Okay, I'm going to just keep going, but you're going to do each practice problem as we go. All right, let's take a look. Again, I observe it says simplify, there's no equal sign, right? It says simplify, no equal sign. Again, my answer is going to look like this, not like this, not like this. Okay, so I notice this time there's two sets of parentheses, so I'm going to distribute negative 3 into this set. Okay, so negative 3 times 2, negative times positive is negative, 3 times 2 is 6, that's 6x. Negative times negative is positive, careful here, negative times negative is positive, 3 times 4 is 12. This right here is an invisible negative 1, so this is negative 1 times 5, that's negative 5, that's negative 5x. Negative 1 times negative 2, negative times negative is positive. 1 times 2 is 2. Let's look for like terms. Negative 6 and negative 5 are like terms. 12 and 2 are like terms. This is 6 negatives and 5 more negatives. Nothing here cancels. There's no, remember we only cancel when we have a negative and a positive. So here I'm just going to add, I have 6 negatives, 5 more negatives. That's a total of negative 11. It's negative 11x. Here I have 12 plus 2. And there's my answer. Okay, once again, please pause the video, try this practice problem right here, and get checked before moving on. All right, here we go. Something's changed. This says solve, and there's an equal sign. So now my answer is going to look like x equals something. Okay, now the thing is, look, here's my equal sign. So I'm going to start just the way I did up here, simplifying, combining like terms, distributing, all that good stuff. Okay, and then I'm only going to actually do the kind of solving part at the end. So here we go. Negative 7 times x, negative 7 times 5. 2 times 2x, 2 times negative 1. Okay, I'm just bringing down equals 23. So far this problem is actually very much like what I just did, right? I distributed twice. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. These two have x's, so those I'm going to combine. These two don't have x's, I'm going to combine those. Negative 7x plus 4x is negative 3x. Oh, and I made a mistake up here. 2 times 1 is 2, right? Not 4. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. My apologies. Negative 35 minus 2. So this is 35 negatives, 2 more negatives. That's a total of 37 negatives. Okay, now look, if it was just simplify, my answer would be here. I'd have no equal sign, right? If the problem just said simplify and it was like this. But now I have an equal sign and I can find out the value of x. So I'm looking to get x by itself. I always deal with addition and subtraction first. Okay, 3 plus 7 is 10, 60. I'm going to divide. X is being, look, I'm not adding 3 here. X is being multiplied by negative 3, so I'm dividing by negative 3. Positive divided by negative is negative. 60 divided by 3 is 20. I do that in my head because 6 divided by 3 is 2, and then it's 60, so it's at the 0, 1. All right, there it is. Once again, pause the video, try the practice problem, get checked, okay? Notice that I simplified first, right? Only like this first part of the problem looked just like the problems above. And then the second part of the problem, that's what looks like solving an equation. Okay? Here we go. All right, taking a look here. I notice there's an equal sign in the middle. I notice there's x's on both sides. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that both sides are fully simplified. So I have, this is like terms with this. This doesn't have a like term, so I'm going to combine 7 plus 2, that's 9x. Bring down minus 14. Here I'm multiplying, right? This is distributive property. That's 5x plus 10. Okay, now here I need to get all the x's to one side. I could choose to subtract 9x. I could choose to subtract 5x. I like to subtract the smaller number. Just makes my life a little bit easier. But if you want to choose to subtract 9x from both sides, that's totally fine. That'll work. Okay, now again, now I'm at this point, right? And once I get to this point in the equation where x is being multiplied by one number and then a number is being added or subtracted, I just always deal with addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to deal with this plus 14 first. And then I'm going to divide by 4. All right. Go ahead and pause, try the practice problem, get checked. And we got one more to go. What do we do to solve proportions? We cross multiply. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this times this. So that's 5. Now, if I'm multiplying by an expression that's like more than one term, I put it in parentheses like this, equals this times this, 2 times 15. Okay, so we're multiplying. 5 times x, 5 times negative 7. That's 5x minus 35 equals 2 times 15. That's 30. Okay, and now again, I'm just at this point where I have, at this point where I have x is being multiplied by a number and then something's being added or subtracted. So I deal with addition and subtraction first. And then I divide to get x by itself. Okay, and that is it. So you are done with the video. You're going to try this practice problem, get checked, and you'll be ready for your extra credit points. Make sure you turn it in.